Hello and welcome to AppSec Unlocked, the podcast where we deep dive into the world of application security. I'm your host, Edwin Kwan, and today we're talking about cracking the code, choosing the right software composition analysis tool. In today's fast-paced digital world where software vulnerabilities can spell disaster for businesses, choosing the right software composition analysis tool, SCA, is like finding the perfect ingredient for your secret sauce. It's not just about ticking boxes, it's about finding a tool that seamlessly integrates into your development process, keeping your code secure without slowing down your rockstar developers. First things first, does your SCA tool speak your language? And we're not talking about whether it can crack jokes in Python or Java. We mean, can it understand the programming languages your team uses? If your developers are polyglots, juggling JavaScript, Ruby, and Go like circus performers, your SCA tool needs to keep up. After all, what good is a translator who only speaks Klingon at a United Nations meeting? Accuracy. When it comes to scanning accuracy, you want your SCA tool to be just right. Too many false positives and your developers will be crying wolf faster than you can say vulnerability. Too many false negatives and you might as well be using a magic 8-ball for security advice. The best tools don't just skim the surface, they deep dive, uncovering those sneaky transitive dependencies that like to play hide and seek. And please, stay clear of tools that rely solely on public databases. That's like trying to win a Formula One race with a horse and buggy. Up next is speed. In the world of software development, waiting for a scan to complete is about as much fun as watching paint dry. Your SCA tool should be the Usain Bolt of security scanning, lightning fast and reliable. After all, we want to catch vulnerabilities, not Pokemon. The last thing you need is developers twiddling their thumbs and complaining about the slow scan times. Remediation. Great SCA tools don't just point fingers, they offer solutions. Look for a tool that provides remediation recommendations smoother than a well-oiled machine. These suggestions should be the development equivalent of a GPS, guiding your team to safety without sending them off a cliff. The goal is to fix vulnerabilities, not break the entire code base in the process. Now we want to talk about user friendliness. Your developers are brilliant, but they shouldn't need a PhD in rocket science to use the SCA tool. A good interface should be so intuitive that even your office plant could use it. If it had fingers, of course. Bonus points if it integrates with existing tools, because who doesn't love a good crossover episode? Timing is everything. When it comes to scanning, it's all about location, and timing. Scanning in the CI/CD pipeline, that's great, but it might be a bit like closing the barn door after the horse has bolted. Scanning in the IDE, now we're talking. Catch those bugs before they even learn to crawl. And let's not forget about scanning during dependency downloads or in the code repository. It's like setting up multiple security checkpoints, the TSA of the coding world. And it's a never-ending story. So here's the kicker. Your job isn't done once the code hits production. New vulnerabilities pop up faster than moles in a whack-a-mole game. Regular scans in production are like routine health checkups, necessary and potentially life-saving. And remember, what matters is what's in production, not what's gathering dust in your repository. It's the difference between having a great recipe and actually serving the dish. In conclusion, choosing the right SCA tool is like finding the perfect dance partner. It needs to match your rhythm, anticipate your moves, and make you look good on the dance floor of software development. With the right tools, you'll be waltzing your way to secure, vulnerability-free code in no time. Now, isn't that music to your ears? Thank you for joining us on this episode of AppSec Unlocked. I hope you found this discussion insightful and valuable. Please share the podcast with your friends, teams, and colleagues. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, stay secure.